Marhaba, my friends.
Marhaba.
Welcome to another episode of A Taboo Life, where everyone has a story to tell. I'm your host, Drew Franks, or Frank for short, and I want to thank you guys again for listening. Come check out the website, ataboolife.com, where you can listen to other episodes, check out my eclectic and entertaining articles on there, short stories, some books, and poems. Because I am that sappy. All of it is free on the website, ataboolife.com. My guest today is Miss
Brielle Behira, performer and instructor of Middle Eastern dance.
I usually do these intros and outros at home, but I'm first time doing it right in front of her, and she's now coaching me how to do this right. And this is probably like the 15th time we have done this take, so...
But it's worth it.
So here's the episode. I hope you guys enjoy it, and enjoy the episode. We're live.
We're live?
Yeah, we're recording now.
With Brielle Behira, performer and instructor of Middle Eastern dance.
Pronounce your name again, because I was kind of confused.
Brielle Behira.
Brielle.
So Brielle, it's like Gabrielle without the G and the A.
Mm-hmm.
And then Behira, whenever I did some research on it, it refers to shining or shining bright. So Brielle shines bright. And it represents my stage presence.
Ooh. Now tell everyone what you do.
I'm Brielle Behira. I'm a performer and instructor of Middle Eastern dance.
There we go. I'm sorry you just started recording. Okay. Whoops. Alright, so...
Yes, performer and instructor of Middle Eastern dance. So
how long you been doing it?
I've been studying since about 2005. I've been taking actual class with an instructor since 2007 and performing since 2008.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is Middle Eastern dance?
Middle Eastern dance is the dance and art forms that come from the Middle East. So, all around the Middle East, whether it's Saudi Arabia or Palestine or Syria, and even working within the Mediterranean as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mediterranean.
Sometimes the Mediterranean and the Middle East go hand in hand, but they also have their differences.
So what are you too? My
ethnicity?
Yeah, ethnicity.
Oh my! Everybody wants to know this. Russian, German, Native American, and African American, with a Middle Eastern heart, is what I tell people.
Because I thought you were Middle Eastern.
Nope.
So you're everything but.
Everything but. Yeah.
Russian, German, Native American, and
African American.
African American.
Yes.
Did you ever get your DNA checked?
I did not, but I probably should when it comes to the Native, especially for the Native American side and the African American side, because I would like to know which tribes or which countries specifically make me up. But when it comes to the German side and the Russian side, we've got enough information on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? Actually, I took that DNA test, the 23andMe, and I was surprised I didn't have any Middle Eastern in me because of the way I look. I really thought I was going to get at least 2%, but it was nothing. It was just South European, so Spain and Portuguese, West African, which is just like Ghana, and then Native American.
I could see that, but Spain has a lot of Arabian influences as well,
true.
So you might have something in there, way, way deep in there, and they just didn't detect it.
Yeah, I went to what is that city in Spain where the Alhambra is at? Okay, I went to Sevilla. There's... Oh my God.
I can't think of it right now.
I can't think.
Shame on us.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm looking this up because Every time I talk about it, I always forget the name of the city. It was such a beautiful city, too.
Shame on us. I should know this too. I just took a workshop on flamenco árabe, where you do Spanish and Middle Eastern dance mixed together.
Alhambra. No, not the theater. Granada, there we go.
There you go.
Granada, Spain.
There you go.
Yeah, when I went to Spain, I saw a big Middle Eastern influence in the food.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
The food, the structure, the dance, the architecture, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's really pretty out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what? Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
Oh, man. Sorry, guys. I'm having a brain fart lately. So Middle Eastern dancing, like,
yes.
What kind of dances do you do? So you said belly dancing?
Well, belly dance is the American term for what we call raqs sharqi. Raqs is the Arabic word for dance. Sharqi is of the East. Mm-hmm. So raqs sharqi is dance of the East. Oh. A lot of people here refer to it as belly dance, but there's a lot of different styles of belly dance, and there's a lot of styles of Middle Eastern dance, and belly dance is a Middle Eastern dance. So that's why I promote myself as a performer of Middle Eastern dance, because I don't just do belly dance, I do folklore as well.
Oh, really?
Folklore meaning you pick a style from a different country. Different countries have different styles, and even different parts of the country will have its own different styles, folklorically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know. Well, I took ballroom dancing back in college,
mm-hmm.
or because I need a class, like extracurricular class.
Mm-hmm. So
one thing I know was the flamenco, the waltz, the rumba, the cha-cha, and the foxtrot. But even my instructor had to tell me after the class was over, hey, I'm so happy that you actually passed. But I didn't know we didn't really learn any Middle Eastern dances because
it's not very common. It's not. People don't understand it. People take belly dance as something very sexualized and something very seductive, mm-hmm. and they try to avoid it as much as possible. And people don't realize that it comes from one of the most conservative parts of the world. Really? And there's a lot more.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just shiny costumes and pretty women. There's a lot more to it than that.
So what goes with it?
Everything. We're talking about a whole part of the world. We're talking about a whole part of the world, and then dance is art. Middle Eastern dance is art from many different cultures from the Middle East, and then you mix that art with another art form and you create fusions. Mm-hmm. And then with time, art can evolve. So Middle Eastern dance has evolved just like anything else would. So there's a lot that goes to it.
Shit. So, are there any partner dances?
Partner dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, for example, if you ever go to a Middle Eastern party, you'll see a lot of what you would call belly dancing moves mm-hmm. done by men, women, whoever, mainly the women, and then the men will, just dance with you. It's just like when couples dance at a wedding or at any party, just with an Arabian flair. Yeah. And then within the folkloric dances, there's a lot of partner dancing. There's a lot of dances that were originally for men, but now women do it as well. And you can do duets, and you can do group performances, and you can do anything. You can literally do anything. It's art. It's art. You can do anything.
So what piqued your interest in doing this?
I've always been surrounded by many different cultures. Mm-hmm. My mom always had me surrounded by many different things. And if you're local in Jacksonville, you might be aware of the World of Nations Festival that happens every year. This was its 26th year. So I've been going since I was a baby. I'm going to be 26 this year. I've been going every single year. And my doctor is a big part of the Lebanese community here, and whenever we would go, I would always see Lebanon represented with the food and the music and the dancing, and it's something that I grew up seeing every single year. And then I saw my first dance instructor performing for Turkey and Lebanon. She was balancing a sword on her head.
What?
And belly dancing at the same time, and she started standing and then got down on the ground and did some floor work, and I looked at my mom and I was like, I'm going to do that. And she was recruiting students. I signed up. Boom, that's it. There you go.
What?
That's
oh my
it.
God. So, like, you can have... So, what props are used during belly dancing? Because the only belly dancing I've seen was just the belly.
Just the belly.
Just
like,
the belly.
well, if there's a lot of different props. There's a lot of different folkloric props that could be anything from the Egyptian cane that actually comes from an Egyptian martial art called tahtib. That was a men's martial art. It's very, very interesting. And then over time, because, I mean, it's art, it's very natural for people to want to manipulate it in a kind of way. So people took the long shepherd's sticks that they would traditionally use for tahtib, made them a little bit cuter, like a little cane/baton type of frilly little thing, and now we dance with them.
Ooh.
So it's very, very interesting. So there's stuff like that. There's swords, there's fire, there's
Have you ever...
veils, there's everything.
Actually, you know what? I remember seeing a lot of belly dancing when I went to Burning Man last year. They were walking around, and most of them had the fire sticks.
Yeah, there's fire sticks, there's fire poi. More traditionally, if you get into fire, you're going to think about candles. Whether it's candles that you're holding, or a candle tray, or a candelabra, which is also known as a shamadan, which kind of looks like almost like a reverse chandelier on your head, or kind of like a chandelier on your head, and you have candles on it. And those were traditionally used for the belly dancer who was leading the bride and groom through wedding processions and so on. But now it's just a fancy thing. I mean, there's a lot of different props. Like I said, art is art. What's really, really, really common with belly dancers now, poi, which I believe traditionally was Polynesian, I believe. And then fan veils, which is like a fan with long silk connected to it. They're very beautiful. They're very showy, but that's not traditionally a Middle Eastern prop. Fan veils are more of an Asian prop.
No shit. So what's poi?
Poi. Okay, have you ever seen a long chain with a ball connected to it being swung around and many different things? That's poi. Okay. There's fire poi, there's LED poi, there's just all kinds of poi, but from my understanding, I think it was originally Polynesian.
Wow. Shit.
Yeah.
So what performances do you do usually around Jacksonville? Because I remember looking at your Facebook page. Because I stalked you too.
Facebook stalking!
I saw that you did a couple of restaurants.
Oh, yeah. I've always been performing in Middle Eastern restaurants and lounges, and even some Mediterranean places. Like there's a couple Greek places that I perform at as well. But we can also be hired for weddings and birthday parties, corporate events, cultural events, just about anything. I do literally almost anything, but not bachelor parties. I avoid the bachelor parties.
Have you ever done one?
Sorry, guys, no. No, not at all. And even like if there's a big house party or some sort of party, I will ask, who's there? Like, do you have men? Do you have women? Is it families? And if they say it's all men, I won't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. No. No, I won't do it.
Yeah, because the guys will be surprised, like, how come she's not taking off her clothes?
Unfortunately.
They look at the guy who rented it. It's like, no, I really love art. I really love dancing, guys.
I wish more people were like that.
Oh my God. So how long you been working here?
At the studio?
Yeah.
Well, I joined the studio in 2007 when they were recruiting students, and immediately, like, after about a year or so of being, I guess, a really good student, my instructor and the owner of the studio would push me to, if she, like, for example, if she had to teach a private lesson or if she had to take a phone call, she'll say, hey, Brielle, can you teach this for me? Okay, sure, whatever. 15, 16 years old, teaching a group of women way older than me. Okay, all right, sure, fine. Oh, Brielle, go ahead, start doing your makeup and take this costume. I'm going to make you go dance here. Wait, what? Really? Okay, fine. And now it's my life.
Now it's your life.
So yeah, I got really lucky that she had so much faith in me to just push me and just, you can do it. Don't worry about it. And now I do it with so much ease.
You can do it. Don't mess up. But
no, here's the thing. Even if you mess up, some people don't know that you messed up.
Just like you play off. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Some people don't know that you messed up, or even if they did see it, they'll forget about it, depending on how well of a performer you are.
Wow. So what else can I ask about this dance? Because like
a lot. You can ask a lot. There's a lot of different things you could ask.
Well, tell me something really interesting that a lot of people would know about belly dancing or Middle Eastern dance.
That they would or wouldn't know?
Wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know. People ask me all the time, do men belly dance? Yes.
Really?
You have to think about belly dance. Belly dance is the American term for Rakshaki dance of the East. Mm-hmm. Middle Eastern dance, you have men in the Middle East, and men get to dance. Okay. Some men belly dance. It doesn't mean that they're gay. It doesn't mean that they're straight. There's gay men who belly dance. There's straight men who belly dance. There's little boys who belly dance. There's old men who belly dance. It's just about how you portray yourself and how you portray the dance moves that you're doing that will make it seem more feminine or more masculine.
Okay.
So yeah, men do belly dance. Some of my favorite instructors are male belly dancers.
So, like, is it the same moves or more masculine moves?
It's up to him. It's really up to him. For example, if he's teaching a group of women, of course he's going to do more feminine moves. Sense. If he's teaching men, he might make it more masculine. It depends on the person.
So does he just wear pants? Or
he wears whatever he wants to wear.
Well, what's the typical garb, though, for, like, the traditional garb?
It depends on... If it's a traditional dance... Mm-hmm. We can get like really, really specific into those, but if it comes to, it just depends on what he wants to portray. It depends on his song. It depends on what he's comfortable wearing. It depends on the style of the song. It's like, what outfit do you want to wear today? I don't know. It depends on where I'm going. Because like it's the same thing. He can wear whatever he wants.
Well, like in my head, like when you said men could belly dance, I was thinking about like Aladdin. Somebody wearing the clothes Aladdin wear, the vest and the fluffy pants.
Okay, so yeah, that's a little... If they're wearing the sharwal, which is the name for what we call MC Hammer pants.
MC Hammer. The parachute pants.
Yeah, if they're wearing that and a vest, they're most likely going to be doing something a little bit more masculine and folkloric. Unless they make it a little bit more shiny, add some rhinestones or something, then it can be a little bit more belly dancey. It really just depends. It's just clothes. I can't even say that. I can't say it's just clothes, it's just costumes, because some people wear it because it looks cute and it just matches their song and matches their personality, and some people wear it because this is what you wear for this style of dance, for this certain song. So there's options. It's just up to that performer. Whatever they want to portray, they get to portray.
Oh, wow. So have you done any competitions?
We do have competitions. I had to compete one year because if I didn't compete, there wouldn't have been a pro category. So personally, I don't like competing because it's not my style. And some people really take it seriously. It's not my style. I don't want to go against someone who's going to hate me if I win and they don't. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Though I just prepared a couple of my teenage students for their first competition this year, and they both placed, which was it made me very proud. They were interested, and I'm like, look, I don't like competitions. I don't do competitions, but if you want to do it, I'll prepare you. Okay, there you go. The one who I was teaching for 6, maybe 7 months got 3rd place. And then the one who's been with me since she was about 8 years old got 2nd place. Against another student of ours who's an adult, so it works. It works. I'm proud of them.
So from actual Middle Eastern part or the Middle Eastern culture, how heavy of an influence is it here in the studio?
In the studio?
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy through me because one of my specialties is folklore. So what comes along with that is Middle Eastern dance, a Middle Eastern language, Middle Eastern music. Whenever I get a chance to like teach my students a little bit about the culture, about the people, I can do that as well. So through me, I really try to push it as much as possible. Especially within my group choreographies, I like to do things that are that will really appeal to a Middle Eastern audience. Things that will be like, oh my gosh, she's a belly dancer. How does she know this song? Or, oh, I thought they were just belly dancers. How do they know how to do this style too? So I really like to push it. And my coworker, she specializes in Pilates and yoga, and she does more American style, different American styles of belly dance as well. So we've got the best of all worlds here. Yeah, the best of all worlds here.
Do you have any like funny stories from?
Funny stories?
Yeah. Or scary stories or weird stories?
Oh, tons. Funny. I can't think of anything funny at the moment.
Well, what story comes to your head?
What story comes to my head? Disappointing racist stories.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, tons of them. One of them, I was hired on a day that I normally don't dance at a place by the owner. That he was like, you are the best. I want you to come dance for this party. Your style will fit this party. They will love you. You know these people. Come. I need you to be here on this day. You're getting paid extra, whatever. I don't want anybody. I just want you. Okay, I come there. It's a Sunday. I'm usually, doing whatever you do on a Sunday. I'm never dancing on a Sunday. But I went for them. And I was ready to dance. Like, some of the people knew I was there. They knew it. They were excited. They're like, we can't wait to see Brielle dance. We love her. And I guess the mother of honor of the child comes back to the kitchen, and the dressing room is near the kitchen. And she takes a look at me, and she's just like, don't worry about it. You can go home. You don't have to dance. And then she turns around. And as she's turning around, the waiters are coming behind her with food, and they overhear her saying something like, I don't want that black girl dancing for my daughter's party. The waiters turned around, came back to the kitchen with food still in their hands. They didn't take the food out because they didn't want to anymore. They were like, can I curse?
Yeah,
they were like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Like, what the hell? Did you hear that? Is she serious? I don't even want to take the food out to her anymore. And I had to tell the owner of the restaurant who hired me, I'm like, look, the mother of honor doesn't want me to dance. I'm here. If she changes her mind, I'm still here. I'm going to hang out. I have friends here. I'm not leaving. I'm just really disappointed. So he made sure I still got paid for my time.
Oh, good.
Which is, I don't play with that. Like, if I'm gonna get dressed up, do my hair, do my makeup,
You're contracted already.
Exactly. Like, compensation is necessary.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I ended up staying at the restaurant. I sat with my friends who were outside, and so many people came out of the restaurant, whether they were having a smoke break or going to the car for something, and they look at me and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why aren't you dancing? I don't know. Ask your cousin. Your cousin doesn't want me to dance. Your sister doesn't want me to dance. Your cousin doesn't want me to dance. That lady doesn't want me to dance. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. And they're like, I'll talk to her. They all talked to her, and she still wouldn't budge. So it was.
What kind of racist shit is that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy because there's even some people like from those countries who have the same coloring as you and I, and some are even darker. Mm-hmm. So
it's like I remember this one woman I arrested when I was back in the day. She was so upset, like I had taken her to jail, and she kept saying that. She was in the back of the car in handcuffs. She kept going through all the slurs because she didn't know. First she said, fuck you, nigger.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not a nigger. Oh, fuck you, towelhead. I'm not a towelhead. Fuck you, Habibi. I'm not Habibi.
Oh my god.
And she's going down to, like, wetback. No.
Not that either. Keep trying.
It's like, she was, like, literally going, and she was confused for a while. It's like, what the fuck are you? I'm like,
it's none of your business. You're getting like arrested.
I'm Puerto Rican. It's whatever. It's like you just cursing me out, and every slur you can think of because you were confused doesn't help out the situation.
People do that. Whenever they're feeling bad about themselves, they say whatever they can to make someone else feel bad.
Yeah, well, like, I try to promote this show by, like, posting, like, the ads on Reddit and Facebook, and I ask, like, I'll put, like, the notice, like, hey, I'm looking for these type of people, like the one that you read.
Right.
And I get, especially on Reddit, like, some people are just freaking rude.
How are they rude? Like, how could you be rude? If you don't like a post, then don't read
Well,
it.
they'll say some nasty stuff, like troll stuff, and some people who listen to the podcast, like, I remember one woman was saying, like, his voice is so horrible. I'm like, I'm not trying to fucking sing to you. Like, this is not a song and dance thing. This is an interview.
You have a very welcoming voice.
I don't know.
You have a very welcoming voice. It's not like you sound like you're tired or anything.
Well, like, I kept getting, like, a couple of comments that my voice is atrocious. And I'm like,
Don't worry about it. Just keep doing you. Don't worry about it at all. I mean, it's your voice. What are you going to do? Change your vocal cords? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was stupid. But then this past weekend, I've been trying to get a stripper on the show for an episode. And it was so much easier getting a prostitute on the show. Because the woman I interviewed as a prostitute, she was a really nice woman, very smart. I really enjoyed talking to her, and she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." Yeah, a little bit. I want to show people the others, like, the story's not really that's not being portrayed right in the press.
Right,
it's not being portrayed accurately.
Exactly.
So we did the interview, and it was so fun. I had to go to her place in a city south of here. I don't want to mention it on the podcast, but. Very nice woman. So, I'm still looking for a stripper. I went to a strip club, not undercover work, but I went to a strip club. I never, really understood how I didn't really comprehend, how narcissistic strippers could be. It was, really, how much are you going to pay me for? I'm like, I'm not paying anyone for this. I'm trying to get your story. And I put that, and that comes back to Reddit because there was a stripper subreddit thing, and I put the thing on it hey, I'm looking for a stripper in Jacksonville interview, and some woman well, if I'm going to tell you my story now, I want to get paid for my time. And I told her listen, I did a whole episode of a woman who gets paid $350 an hour for sex, while I'm going to pay you. And she's like, go fuck yourself. And I got really, it was really nasty language after that. I'm just, ooh.
Sorry, microphone. I mean, no, I'm pretty sure there's some women who would be more than willing to help you out with your project and understand this is benefiting not just her and you, but it's benefiting anyone who gets to listen to it.
Yeah.
I could have done the same thing. I could have been like, okay, you want to ask me all these questions? Here's my price for my time. I'm not going to do that.
I'll find someone else.
And then it's not that easy. It's not that easy to find someone who's going to be willing to speak up. It's really not.
Yeah, it's not easy. And that recent episode with the rape, I was really happy that I was really happy that she trusted me producing her story.
Yeah.
Because she told on a podcast too, and only her husband knows, a couple of friends know the real story about what happened. And she wanted to do this, probably wanted to help other women out.
That's good.
And the other one, it was also too, to kind of help herself out too, maybe help her let it go.
Exactly, that's good.
But it was really intense. But see, it's people like that, it's more fun in interviews. Not hey, we're not doing it for money, but we're doing it it's a good story to tell.
There's, I don't care how much anyone could ever ask for. If you have a story that could help yourself by expressing it and getting it off your chest and helping you for your website, your project, your podcast, whatever you're doing, and whoever listens to it, it might help them out too. There's no money that could compare to that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm hoping.
Good luck with that.
Well, I'm hoping that episode helps someone out because, like I told you when I was talking to you earlier, honestly, it kind of got to me.
Oh, yeah.
She was telling her story. She cried a couple of times, teared up a couple of times. I realized, man, this is really intimate what she's telling me. And I really thought about, the actual act because it happened when she was 12 years old. I was like, damn, this is locked up.
Yeah, that's young, but there's a lot of girls who have it happen to them when they're much younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see. I can, like, I can never.
Oh,
like,
you're getting emotional.
No, like, I can never, like, I was trying to, like, put myself in the guy's shoes. Like, what do you find attractive about that? There's something disgusting about that. Like, I can't even date women that's below 21. Like, I don't find them attractive below that age.
I don't know. People are people. People are people.
People are people. Well, let's go on to something a little more fun.
I want to put a smile on that face. Come on, let's go.
Let's talk about the Halloween stuff, because I love Halloween.
Oh, my Halloween stuff? Okay, so whenever I was a theater major in high school, I went to Douglas Anderson School of the Arts for performing arts, and I was belly dancing all throughout then as well. And a part of my community service hours, they were collected through performing at haunted houses. The ones that I did were ran by the Jacksonville JCs, which is a organization that does a lot of fundraising for different businesses and stuff. The Halloween setup was usually at Adventure Landing, and for a while it was called the Hall of Terror. And whatever money that we would make would, of course, some of it would go to Adventure Landing, and then some of it would go to a boys club for boys who didn't really have families and didn't really get to celebrate Christmas unless someone brought them presents, and that's what some of the money went to.
Oh, okay.
And it was community service, so I got a lot of that taken care of through that. And I love horror, I love terror, and I love acting, and I love having another reason to dress up. So I did that for a very long time, and then belly dancing took over my life because it's my profession, and I haven't been able to commit to that. So this year I'm actually really, really excited to force myself to try to commit to it again. And one of my characters, a few of my characters, always a belly dancer. Every year, belly dancer vampire. That's the easiest. I'm a belly dancer every single day. All I have to do is put my teeth in. Then now I'm a belly dancer vampire.
Some blood on you?
Yep. Some blood, some makeup, costuming, boom, get the character going. There you go. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing this year yet. They were asking me to be a stunt girl, and they were, I can't tell you everything. Okay. But I can tell you, check out the 13th floor in Arlington, across the street from the Regency Mall and Rooms to Go. So yeah.
Ooh. So you also said, like, what they're planning to do is, like, make this kind of like a year-round thing.
Yeah. Apparently they're trying to keep this open year-round. I don't know if they're going to have the haunt maze or whatever year-round, but I know there's going to be occasions where, like, during Christmas there'll be Halloween-themed Christmas things. Ooh, and Halloween-themed this and Halloween-themed that. I know, me too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can continue to force myself to commit to that because it's something that I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I love horror too. Like, what kind of, like, what got you into horror? Like the books, movies? Which ones?
All of them. Movies. Honestly, the only horror film that still, like, turns my stomach till this day is The Hills Have Eyes.
The original one or the remake?
I guess the remakes, yeah. The Hills Have Eyes. It just, there's something about it, and just the people, the bad guys in the film, they rape people in those movies and those horror films, and ugh.
Well, like, it's, I remember reading that's actually based on a true story in Scotland, and if I remember it correctly, I think they were just inbred family that did the same thing to people that were driving through.
Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes, and I loved everything. My most favorite was always Resident Evil. The Resident Evil films, and then after the third one, I kind of slacked off a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah, I could. After the third one, like, I couldn't watch anymore. Like, I remember, I think it was the fourth or fifth one, like, I rented from Redbox, and I was like, I want my $1 back.
Oh, no.
I really want my $1 back.
I'm sorry, Mila Jovovich, I love you. But yeah, I love horror, and anytime I'm an artist, I'm a performance artist, so anytime I get to mix my belly dance persona with my horror vampire or whatever persona. I do it. I make it work as much as possible. Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. Why not? If I get to do it, make a living out of everything that I enjoy doing, I'm very blessed.
Very blessed.
Like, it's so blessed. Yeah.
All right. So, horror movies.
I would
belly
love
dancing.
to be in horror movies.
A belly dancing horror movie.
Hey,
Vampire.
Akasha. Well, Aaliyah as Akasha and Queen of the Damned. There you go.
That was... Isn't that set in the same, like, universe as, Interview with the Vampire?
Yes.
Okay, I just found out about that.
It's around the... I mean, they came out at different times, but they have the same moods. They have the same...
The same author wrote the stories, right? I think...
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I love both, so...
Queen of the Damned.
Oh, yeah.
Her brother did the final voiceover work. Yeah, I remember reading about that. Her brother did the final voiceover work when she died.
I have no idea.
But
that's good to know.
I like movies, so I got the little movie trivia thing. So, yeah. So, what else do you do besides belly dancing and...
Perform and instruct Middle Eastern dance. That's it.
That's it?
That's all I do.
That's all your hobbies?
Yeah, that's all I do. I mean, for a while, there's a local dance and costume store called Make Believe Costumes and Dancewear. Yeah. For a while, there was a location in Mandarin, which is in the area that I usually stay in. So I was working there for a little bit just to have something to do. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed it. It was very beneficial for me because it's dancewear and costumes. Hello. Right up my alley. And then that location is no longer open, but they still have the one on Parental Home still open. It's just a little too far for me, so I couldn't continue with that. I did that for a while just because I needed something to do. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Just performing and instructing Middle Eastern dance. I mean, I'm coming to a point in my life where I know once I'm ready to start making a family and have kids and stuff, I'm not going to be able to perform as much as I would like to, especially like while I'm making a child in my belly. You know what I mean?
The ultimate belly dancer.
I mean, women, there's plenty of women who perform pregnant, but with the type of performing, constant performing that I do, like, I don't know if I'm going to be at high risk. Like, I don't know these things. So for the sake of the child and raising a family, like, I'm going to have to not turn down, but tone down a little bit and see what I have to figure out what else is out there for me. Hopefully it's within the same realm, within the same art form, just not as physically demanding. And then get back into it later. Yeah. It works. There's a ton of dancers who are wives and mothers and so on, and it works. They just have to make some adjustments.
Do you ever have a student as kind of like a lost cause?
What do you mean a lost cause?
Like me? Like when I had, when my ballroom teacher told me, yeah, I'm surprised you actually passed.
I would never say that to a student, first of all. I would never say that to a student, first of all. Thinking that a student is a lost cause is equivalent to me saying that I'm not a good teacher. Everyone learns differently. And because everyone learns differently, I need to be able to know how to teach differently.
Yeah.
For that person. I've had a good handful of students that are just, oh my goodness, it's so hard teaching them, but I make it work. We still make it work. They still progress in some way, whether they continue and become a shining star or whether they learned just enough to feel accomplished and then moved on with their life. Either way, like, no one's a lost cause. Saying a student, like I said, saying a student is a lost cause is saying I'm not a good teacher. And people tell me themselves, oh, I have 2 left feet, or there's no way, I have no rhythm, like, I could never do it. And I will look at them and say, you haven't had me as a teacher. Like, not saying that I'm conceited, but I'm patient.
Oh, yeah.
And I learn from those type of people, and I learn how to teach those type of people.
You say that, but if you teach me, you'll be like, man, there is such thing as a lost cause.
No. I'll make it work. it has to start with you. If you want to actually learn something, you're going to do it. I encourage laughing at yourself, but I also encourage practicing. And also, if you're going to be paying me to teach you, I'm going to say, don't waste your money. Like, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to make sure you know something, but it has to come from you. You have to have the desire to do it. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, my time, and your money. So I make sure they're more than willing before I push them to get their money's worth.
Wow. Good teacher.
Thank you.
Good teacher.
Thank you. I try.
So, we met on the Facebook page on the Arabic...
Arabs in Jacksonville,
Arabs in Jacksonville. So, what's your take on the community in Jacksonville? Because I'm really not that aware of the community yet.
There's a lot of different people from the different countries. So I've met everyone from, like, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, everyone from Egypt, Morocco, Lebanon, Palestine, Syria, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Like, there's everybody that you can think of. They're here. There's so many Middle Eastern people here. There's so many different Middle Eastern communities as well.
I really don't see that. Because I'm not looking for it or not seeing it myself. But, like, I see a lot of Indian here.
There's a lot of Indian communities as well. Yeah.
I think it's because of the businesses that we have here, a couple of headquarters we have here. Yeah,
there's some headquarters, there's some businesses. A lot of stores are owned by Indians as well as Middle Eastern people. But there's I don't know if you know this, but the Slyman family, or Slayman, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I believe the person who owns the landing, he's originally Lebanese.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's originally Lebanese. And if you drive around Jacksonville and if you're looking at, like, a shopping strip or, like, a shopping plaza and it has a cedar tree on it, those are I think it's owned by him as well, I believe. Because the cedar tree is the tree of Lebanon, of the Lebanese flag. So there's a lot of Middle Eastern-owned businesses, and you wouldn't even know it. Farah and Farah, from my understanding, from what I was told, I believe they're Palestinian.
Well,
but you hear them on the radio. They don't sound like it.
Farah, I know that's a Middle Eastern or...
It's a name, yeah.
Yeah, it's a name.
It's a family name, yeah. So, yeah, and they're Middle Eastern originally. And, yeah, there's a lot of different people that you would never guess are Middle Eastern, and they are. There's a big Middle Eastern community. Like, there's every country, boom. Every religion, boom. They all have their clumps of people here in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So, this whole thing now, what's going on with the kind of like politics in a way, because I'm still trying to find a Middle Eastern or somebody a Middle Eastern ethnicity come on the show because I want to hear what they have to say.
Oh yeah.
About the politics of it, like how is the community handling that?
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Some people are like, "Oh, I'm here now. I'm in America. My life is pretty steady. I don't want to deal with that stuff." Some people don't talk about it because they just don't think anyone's ever going to understand. Some people, they'll talk about it, but it makes them angry and they get in arguments about it. Because we're talking about politics, and it's not just politics. Like, politics, it's affected by religion. It's affected by where you're from. It's affected by, like, it's traumatizing to these people. I know people who, like, I can't believe they're alive right now. Like, I cannot believe they are alive and, like, doing well based off of all of the trauma that they've been through politics and religion and war and this and that. You know, there's people who go through a breakup and they get depressed and chug down a bottle of this, a bottle of that, smoke this, smoke that, take this drug. And then there's people and then there's some people who have been through traumatic experiences, almost died, and they don't do it. Like, they still take care of themselves and try to have the best life that they can. Everyone's different, though. Everyone's different. I know everyone's been through something. Everyone's been through something. Some people are scared to talk about it. Some people try to avoid it. And some people really do need to let it out. So I'll keep you in mind. I've got a list of people in mind.
Yeah, that'll be great. like I said, like it'll be interesting to get their mindset because, like I said, I don't think it's being accurately
represented.
Yeah, accurately represented.
I mean, you can't depend. Well, the news will tell you some things, but you have to watch different news stations.
Yeah.
Whenever I had Arabic TV at home, you have plenty of different news stations all telling you about the same thing, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. And a big difference was because, okay, is this a Christian news channel? Is this a Muslim news channel? Which country is it from? What do they want? Like, it's all manipulated. Even all news is manipulated. Everything is manipulated. Everything. And it's sad. It's sad, but I have a lot of people in mind that you can talk to.
Okay. So what's your viewpoint on it? Like, what's going on with the country?
With the countries.
Countries.
This country? My viewpoint when it comes to that, I know the difference between right and wrong. I know the difference between what would be ideal and what would be better for people, for children, for people to stay alive, to stop the killing, stop the war, stop being so hard-headed, stop being so ready to fight and kill everyone, whatever. But my biggest thing is the people who are here, how long are you going to hold on to that? How long are you going to hold on to the negativity? How long are you going to hold on to, oh, this is happening back in my country, which is why I'm still upset. This is why I'm still angry. This is why I'm still aggressive. Some people hold on to that stuff and they don't just try to live a positive day every day. And it's the same thing when it comes to slavery and the Holocaust, too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who, of course, their ancestors probably went through slavery, and because of that they like hate white people to this day. And I'm like, but what if that quote unquote white family had nothing to do with it?
What happens if they were part of Underground Railroad?
Exactly.
Or they were abolitionists?
Like, of course, I know you're angry, like you went through that, and there's some people who are racist on both sides, but how long are you going to hold on to something that you weren't even living through?
Yeah.
And some people are raised, that's the thing, some people are raised to hate, and then some people are not. And some people know how to understand, okay, this was in the past, I have the power to change this, I have the power to improve this, and some people don't.
Some people just forget, like, we're not responsible for the sins of our fathers.
Mm-hmm. But in certain cultures and certain parts of the world, it's the opposite. Like, they soak all that stuff in, and whatever happened in the past. It's because, like, some things that happened in the past are still happening till this day, and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Because it is what it is to some people. And it shouldn't be like that.
Shit. It got deep.
Oh, yeah.
That got deep. Well, I kind of think... No, how long you lived in Florida?
My whole life.
My whole life?
Yeah.
I moved around, worked with a lot of different cultures, but always kind of find it strange, like, the culture here in the South, especially in Jacksonville. It's kind of like, sometimes there's a quiet racism, and sometimes it's not, but I find it strange out here sometimes.
It's a variety. It's a variety. It depends on where you're at, which area you're in, what type of people you're around. Because there might be quiet racism for you and me, or like a 50% chance that something super racist is going to happen to us today. But for other people, whether they live next door to us or whether they live on the other side of Jacksonville, there's a 100% chance something racist is going to happen to them today. It's not everyone's the same.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
And then there's some people who are like, oh my goodness, racism exists still? I thought that was like happening when my grandparents were kids or something. And I'm like, no, like it still exists. They're lucky they don't see it, that they haven't had to experience it, but they also shouldn't be ignorant to the fact that it still exists.
Well, it was weird. When I lived and worked in Savannah, Georgia, I thought that was just kind of like a bad type of racism, because it was mainly black people against everyone else. And I remember a couple other black people coming from the north, coming from New York and something, and they had their bouts of racism. Then they come to Savannah. It was like they never seen that type of racism from black people against black people. Because you had them, you had these guys coming in who were educated, that talk pretty well, look pretty good, and then they're getting like prejudice, or they're having prejudice acts against them. And a lot of times they just leave like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Never coming back.
It's like that.
Well, yeah.
It's like that for everybody within their own cultures. Like, every person that I know, no matter where they're from, they always say, these people, my own people make me look bad. My own people make us look bad.
I say that sometimes about Puerto Ricans.
Exactly. So, I mean...
It's like, well, like, I'm not really close to a lot of my family members. But there's some of them I look at, it's like, man, you guys are like really just bad examples. Like, you guys kind of like fit the stereotypes.
Yeah, and what are you going to do about it other than just be better for yourself? And for, like, be a positive cultural influence.
Yeah. Like you.
Exactly! Thank you!
Like, yeah, 4 different cultures go out once.
Oh, hello. Somebody wants you.
I'm going to put that in.
Thank you. No, whenever I first decided, okay, I'm going to represent a culture that's not my own, I not only need to learn how to appropriately portray this art form in a way that does not make me look sleazy, in a way that does not apply to the old school mentality that all belly dancers are prostitutes, which is not true anymore, people. It's not true anymore.
I never heard that, though.
Really?
No, I never heard that stereotype.
Well, remember, again, belly dance, and it comes from a very conservative part of the world. So, oh my goodness, anybody who's going to be wearing a certain thing, shaking around, bringing attention to themselves is this or that. And there's a lot of parts of history and parts of the world where, you know, they go hand in hand. But there's an old school mentality that, oh my gosh, all belly dancers are prostitutes or strippers or this or that. And I'm just like, look at me. I don't do any of that. Whenever I finish performing tonight, I'm not going home with one of you guys. I'm going home to take a shower and go to bed. Like, I'm not being paid to go to somebody else's bedroom or something. I'm going to my home, my bed.
What happens if the guy offers you like $500,000?
No. I would look at him like, are you ridiculous?
If some guy came up to me...
It's not that kind of shit. That's not what it is. And honestly, this mentality, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. And it's like I said, I made the decision to represent a culture that's not mine. And honestly, sometimes I represent the Middle Eastern dance culture better than its own people will.
Oh, shit.
Because, again, like I said, there's that mentality. There's people who cannot stand belly dancers, will not look at a belly dancer. Belly dancers are this, belly dancers are that, blah, 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 blah. Negative, disrespect them immediately. And I'm just like, we're doing an art form from your culture. So you're basically downgrading your culture, and you're also downgrading a person who loves your culture.
Enough to learn about it.
Enough to learn about it and portray it in a positive light. Okay, sure, there's a lot of people who don't know anything about Arabic culture than, like, hummus and hookah. Be proud that there's someone who actually wants to learn the language, learn the culture, learn the music, learn the dance, and portray it in a way that you should be proud of.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Well, like... I think Middle Eastern culture sometimes, most of the time, gets a bad rap. And also,
it does. It does. Middle Eastern people are incredibly misunderstood.
Yeah, and there's also like what we're talking about too. Like, there's also stereotypes that people, for whatever reason, fill those stereotypes. That actually make the culture look bad. But I don't know. People forget like the Middle East used to be the cultural center of the world, or the actual educational center in the world because they did astronomy. They invented the concept of zero. They did a lot of science and philosophy.
Yeah, but religion really influences people's lives and opinions on things. Religion and war and news and so on, so on. It's a really big deal for people, so they don't see all that. But, yeah, like I said, one of my goals from the very beginning was, okay, I'm not Middle Eastern, but I'm representing a culture, their culture. And it's very surprising when people tell me, oh my goodness, you know more about my culture than I do. And I'm like, it's my job. It's my job. There's a lot of people, I have discussions with them about the dance, and they're like, you know nothing because people who do what you do are all this or all that. And I'm like, excuse me. This is dance. This is art. This is culture. It evolves. And every single person that I know within this art form is a decent human being. Seriously.
Well, this is like really interesting because like I said, I never really thought one way or another about belly dance. I just thought it is what it is. It's a form of dance. I didn't know there was so much could be so much hate towards it too.
Oh yeah, and if you connect that with the racial part of it as well, there's a lot of people who will say, oh my gosh, Brielle, we love that you're learning Arabic. We love that you understand the music, the lyrics, the songs, everything. That's really, really good. It's been really beneficial for me business-wise because people appreciate that. And then there's some people who actually don't know that I'm mixed. They think I'm a Middle Eastern woman, a Middle Eastern girl, and they're like, shame on this girl and her family for being a belly dancer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, excuse me? You should be proud. You should be proud whether I'm Middle Eastern or not. Someone is representing your culture in a classy way.
Yeah.
You will never, ever see me represent myself as a young woman in a bad way. So whether I'm working or not, I'm going to always represent myself to the highest that I can, especially since I'm representing another culture at the same time.
That's a really, honorable way to actually, hold yourself up to.
Yeah, and there's some people that are blind to it because of that ignorant mentality. And then there's a lot of people who praise me 100% for it, and I hold on to those people. And then they're friends with the ignorant people, and they'll talk to those people, and then I slowly start changing people's minds just because I'm such a positive cultural influence.
Positive cultural influence. All right, guys, we're gonna go. If you're new to the show or you're a fan of the show, which hopefully you are, we're going to do the question part. These questions are, you could drink near the mic. See, Brielle keeps turning her head completely away every time she takes a sip of water.
No, I don't like the sound of that on the radio.
Well, anyway, this is questions. These are psychological questions supposed to show your inner self.
He's gonna make me cry.
Oh, no more crying.
Probably.
Well, yeah, I ask these questions to everyone. I don't ask all of them, but usually I just randomly pick questions and
I can handle it.
There.
I'm prepared for this.
Remember, the reason why I do these questions because, like I said, on the other episodes, I handle different topics, and a lot of people have their views on the topics.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good example would be the prostitute episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of want to show people, no matter what you think of that, what a person does, this is still a person. You can still learn from this person.
Oh yeah, of course.
So this is why I ask these questions at the end or towards the last half of the episode.
Yalla, let's do it.
All right. Given the choice of anyone in the world from any time period, who would you want as a dinner guest and why?
Sharihan.
Who's that?
Sharihan is a very famous Egyptian actress, singer, dancer, model for film, TV, and theater. She's very, very famous, and she was very popular to watch I believe, from my research during Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
And she is my idol. She is my idol, even though I'm not Egyptian. I've barely seen all of her work. She is my idol because whenever she performs, she has a similar stage presence to mine. Very similar stage presence to mine. And she does many different dance styles within her performances. Not just Egyptian dance or belly dance, but she's done a little bit of everything. And mixes a little bit of acting, a little bit of singing in there, and she's like my ideal performer. Like, I would love to be the American version of Sherihan. Yeah, and she isn't as in the spotlight anymore, but I've seen that she's gonna get back into it. So,
what was the name again?
Sherihan.
I gotta look her up.
Sherihan. Yep.
Sherihan. All right. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
What would constitute a perfect day for me?
Yes.
Another day doing what I love to do.
Belly dancing.
Yeah.
Belly dancing.
I mean, but I also love the days where I don't have to do anything. I can just lay in bed. If I'm doing something that I love to do, whether it's dancing or teaching or just laying in bed eating or whatever, I'm happy.
Well, I did that this morning. It's like, oh no, it's nice to just lay in bed and read a book and take another nap.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wake up.
Just as long as I'm doing something that I love to do and I'm not forcing myself to do something that I hate doing, I'm good. I'm happy.
All right. Do you have a secret hunch on the way you'll die?
A secret hunch on the way I'll die?
Yeah.
No. No secret hunch on the way I'll die. But with everything going on in the world, like, you never know what can happen. And honestly, before I started performing and even now to this day, I'm at Middle Eastern places all the time. Like, wait for something bad to happen in the news and somebody gets pissed and somebody wants to go blow up all the Arabic places in Jacksonville or something. I hope that never happens. And so far, like, everything's been okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if something does. Just because of the way that the world works today and people are sick. And when people are mad, they're angry, they're sick. So there's that. And that's the only thing that I could think of. Yeah. And if you want to use the word dying, like, spiritually or metaphorically, if you just allow the negativity from negative environments or negative people just to get you down and to slow you down to where you're not doing things that arouse your spirit and your soul anymore, then you're killing yourself. And I try to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, I try to avoid that as much as possible. Like, I try to, like, realize when I'm not happy, realize when certain people are just not right for me, and just come out of that. Don't go down. Don't get down that far. Don't do it. Because people have more control over themselves than they think they do. So, yeah.
Good way of looking.
I hope that answer didn't give anybody any ideas. Oh, my goodness.
Please, if some terrorists listen to this and they're like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea, then you're an idiot. All right. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
I would have liked to travel more because I've never had a passport. I've never had a passport. I've never been anywhere.
You never left Florida?
I mean, I've left Florida. The furthest that I've been is Virginia.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everyone is surprised when I tell them that. But I wish I would have traveled more. I wish that was instilled in me. I mean, I know someone who just had a baby. That baby is like not even 6 months old, and she's been to like Brazil and Prague and this place and that place, and I'm like, dang, like, okay, good for her. That's great. But I wish I would have traveled more. I wish it would have been a better, like, a more important part of my lifestyle. But I'm getting into it. I'm working on getting my passport.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Not that hard.
I'm like that. Like, it's so easy to get it, and I just haven't done it. But I actually have a list of places and organizations that I want to travel with. Mm-hmm. So now I actually have to do it.
Like what? Like dance troops?
Yeah, dance groups, dance trips. There's one called Journey Through Egypt, where an American dancer, she trained, lived, studied, and performed in Egypt for a good portion of her life. So now what she does is she does courses where you learn the different types of dances in Egypt and the different parts of Egypt through books and videos and pamphlets and such, and then she takes you to Egypt. So I want to go with her to that. There's another person who does something very similar in Lebanon, through Lebanon, and there's a lot of little trips like that. And then I have a lot of Palestinian friends who want to take me to Palestine and Israel, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I always wanted to go Palestine and Israel.
Yeah.
Like one, I love food, so it's like,
oh yeah,
give me the kosher food, give me the Middle Eastern food, I don't give a shit.
It's amazing.
Give me
it's
lamb.
So
I just love lamb.
Lamb.
And feta.
Lamb. Oh my goodness, I love it. By the way, for you and for anyone, if you live in Jacksonville, or even if you don't live in Jacksonville, there's a really, really good food truck called Kaboom Kebabs. He's traditionally Palestinian from Bethlehem. And his pulled lamb is perfect. Absolutely perfect.
What was the name of it again?
Kaboom Kebabs. Kaboom Kebab special events and catering. He's so good.
Okay,
so good.
I think I've seen him.
So good.
I haven't ate at his food truck yet.
Well, you need to. I know people have like superstitions with food trucks, but coming from me, a person who eats Middle Eastern food all the time, whether it's from one of the restaurants I work at or from friends who make it homemade, go eat some Kaboom Kebabs and follow them so you know when they're going to have the lamb. It's so good.
Oh, God, I love a good lamb.
Trust me. Trust me.
All right. If you wake up tomorrow and gain any power or ability, what would it be and why?
Wake up tomorrow. I would love to have the ability to speak Arabic fluently.
That's it? That's the only superpower you can
Right.
have?
Superpower?
Or any power?
Okay, well, ability, speak Arabic fluently because it's a hard language. It's really hard. And honestly, there's even Middle Eastern people who speak Arabic who can't speak all of the dialects.
Yeah.
Like, I want to speak all of it as much as possible. But if we're going to superpowers, invisibility.
Why?
Because there's sometimes I don't want to be recognized. There's sometimes I want to be able to shop or like go to Walmart and not have to tie my hair up, put on my big sunglasses and just blend in. There's times where I don't want to be recognized.
Be invisible.
It's hard. Like, I mean, I get surprised. I go to places and I'm like, oh, I know this person. Oh, that person just waved at me. Yeah, they know me. Didn't I see you at this place? Oh, you're that belly dancer. And if they don't know my name, they'll say the restaurant name. And I'm like, yep, that's me. So yeah, there's times where like I don't want to be looked at, but I have to go to the store to get something.
Yeah.
And I just rather be invisible sometimes.
Be invisible. The invisible woman.
Sometimes.
The invisible belly dancer. You can't tell if she's messing up. Okay. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
Something that's too serious to be joked about?
Mm-hmm.
People's emotions.
Like
Any emotion. Just people's emotions, because we're all emotional beings, and some people joke about their own emotions and some people put down others for having certain emotions. There's a reason why people feel the way that they feel, and it's not something you joke about. Like, oh my God, if I'm feeling, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a woman, I'm not just saying it because I'm a very emotional person, I'm saying it because emotions drive people to do whatever they're doing. And if you're gonna pick on that or play around, you don't joke about people's emotions. You don't joke about stuff like that. You don't. Like, emotions can kill somebody.
Yeah.
Emotions kill people on a daily basis.
So you're talking about don't make fun of someone when they're down.
Not just that. Like, if people make fun of people when they're happy, because the person is happy, some people will make fun of them. And that just shows you that that person has something emotionally wrong with them. So, for example, if someone wants to pick on me because I'm happy, mm-hmm. you can turn that back around and say, well, something's wrong with you because I'm happy. I could say something's wrong with you, but in an ignorant manner, like in a disrespectful manner. That's not right. It's not right to do that, because if they're picking on me for being happy, there's something wrong with them emotionally, and that's not something to pick on. Like, it's not my job to figure out what's wrong with them. It's their job to figure out what's wrong with them. Like, why are you picking on someone that's happy when you could be happy? If you were happy, you wouldn't be picking on somebody else who was happy.
That's for all the trolls out there. That's for all the trolls.
Yeah.
Okay. What conspiracy theories do you believe in?
I don't really understand that question.
It's like conspiracy, like, for example, a good conspiracy theory is Area 51.
Oh.
Or the JFK assassination.
Does astrology count?
I think it's bullshit, but yeah. I think astrology is bullshit.
I mean, some of it's accurate, some of it's not. Everybody's different. There's some days I'm like, oh my God, that's on point. How do you know this? And there's some days where I'm like, what are you talking about? But I don't know. Someone else might be able to relate to it. It is what it is.
You know, NASA actually, they actually looked at astrology and it said, like, all right, they got the math wrong. It's not 12 symbols. It's supposed to be like 14 and 15. It's like, if you guys going to use the stars, here, use it right.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, does that count? Like, does, do ghosts and demons and spirits and stuff count?
my friend made, like, a good... When I first asked that question, he said, because he watched this Netflix documentary called The Nightmare. Mm-hmm. And it's basically about people who have this the sleep disorders when I forgot the exact name of the disorder, but it's, whenever you fall asleep, your body goes in paralysis. This is a natural thing. Mm-hmm. So that way, when you're dreaming, you're not kicking or punching or running.
Right.
Some of these people, they'll fall asleep. Their body will go paralysis, but they'll still be awake. So they're frozen in bed. They can't move, but they all have. A lot of these people in this documentary have this similar dreams where there's like a dark figure watching them or some type of demon. One person used from one culture, he said it was a jinn. Mm-hmm. So that's what he said. Like, yeah, I believe in that. Then,
I mean, people see what they're gonna see. It doesn't mean that it's real or fake. I mean, if they saw it, there's something real about it. Something.
Yeah, something real. The experience was real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real for them, mm-hmm. for sure. No matter if we think it's crap or not, it's real for them.
It was creepy when I watched it. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But then I fell asleep soundly. Like, I was gonna fall asleep.
Anything is possible. To me, I don't put anything past anybody, and anything is possible.
Everything's possible, even the jinn while you're asleep.
Yeah, some people believe in that.
All right. When was the first time you fell in love, and how did it happen?
Oh, man. First time I fell in love. It depends. I don't know, because I feel like every time I have the ability to fall in love, it's a different kind of love. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say the more I get older and the more I understand my loving style and, like, what love means to me, like, I could say the first time I fell in love was, like, nothing compared to if I was to fall in love with someone now or later.
Okay.
So it's really hard to answer that question. I guess, let's say my first boyfriend, for example.
We'll use him.
Okay, so fell in love. I don't know why I fell in love now that I think about it.
He's like, he was a douchebag.
What's the question?
When was the first time you fell in love, and how did it happen?
First time I fell in love.
Yeah.
Was with my first boyfriend. We started dating when I was 18, so I probably told him I love you or I'm in love with you by 19 or after, maybe. How did it happen? We worked together for a while, and then I had the hunch that he was starting to flirt with me, and my mom was like, yeah, he's flirting with you. You should, out of anyone, like, since you've been working with him for a while, I trust him, you know him, you've known him for a while, go for it. And I'm like, okay. And I did. I tried.
You tried.
Didn't work, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. What was the most embarrassing moment in your life?
The most embarrassing moment in my life? Oh, man. The most embarrassing moment in my life. I don't know. I've had plenty of them, but I don't hold on to anything so that negative or that heavy, because it's done, it's over. There's nothing that I can do to change it. Embarrassing? Oh, I have one. Oh, wow.
Ooh, what is it?
Okay. Again, I was hired to perform at a party. Mm-hmm. And there was a singer. And sometimes there's some singers out there who, again, don't respect belly dancers for whatever reasons. And, oh, I'm the singer, I'm the star of this show. Sometimes it's like that, okay. But then there's some times where, look, we are both entertaining this party. You get to perform most of the time. I only have like 3 short performances. And I'm paid to be here just like you are, so I want to get all of my performances done. So the singer was just like not letting me do my second and third performance. He just didn't want to let me do it. And I went up to the owners and I was like, look, I know you guys are busy. There's like so many people here right now. You don't want to deal with me right now. You just want me to do my job. I'm trying to do my job, but the singer won't let me. So if you could tell him to just take a break, benefit himself and me, let me do my job, take a break, then I'll be done. You're paying me to be here, you're paying me to do this, this, and that. I'm trying to do it. He's not letting me. So they talked to him, and then apparently he said something over the microphone in Arabic, something very just disrespectful to my presence, almost as if I was very irrelevant. But he said it over the microphone to almost 300 or 400 people that I know these people. I've performed for these people for years, and you're disrespecting me in Arabic to all of these people, and now I have to dance for them. Like, are you serious? And my boyfriend was lit. He was so pissed. And then I don't even remember what was said. I was so, like, my head was on fire. But I remember finishing performing and gathered my stuff. I still had one more show. And I went to the owners and I was like, look, like, he's already giving me a hard time. He just said something really disrespectful in front of everybody. I don't like that. You need to make sure you still pay me what I deserve to be paid, and I'm going to go. And they're like, it's fine, we completely understand. But just being embarrassed in front of all the people who, like, most of them praise me, most of them love me, and then some of them don't like me anyway because I'm a belly dancer, whatever. And just having him be so, like, outspoken on the microphone, say something disrespectful, and then I have to dance right after that? Are you serious? Like, that was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. But it didn't change anything, so I'm good. It didn't change anything. I'm good. I just try not to work with that singer ever again.
Jackass. Do you have any terrifying moments in your life?
Terrifying?
No?
No, I mean, there's some things that really scared me and like worried me for my life, but nothing so terrifying to where I held on to it and to where it still traumatizes me to this day. And I mean, one story that I could even think of is something that I'm too young to remember.
What was it?
Someone was trying to steal me from my mother's apartment, and they had a little shootout, and she shot him in the ass.
Holy crap, that's awesome though.
Yeah. I mean, but thinking about it, it's an apartment. I was a kid, like I was a toddler, and I mean, I could have been shot. during the...
Were they burglarizing the house and just try to take you?
I think it was somebody that she knew who was trying to take me.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, that's terrifying because, like, what if it happened? What if a bullet hit me? Or what if, like, he actually did take me?
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Stuff like that happens every day.
Yeah.
People steal kids every day. So... I mean, that's a little scary, but I don't remember the emotional trauma that came with that because I was a kid. Like, I don't remember that at all. It's a story that was told to me.
But you don't remember it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shit's that? What kind of shit? Well, let's go steal a kid today.
That's... We're sitting here like, oh my gosh, idiot, you're stupid, but people, it happens every day.
Yeah, there's some guy who's actually...
Every day.
Some guy's actually there sitting there, it's like, man, this is a good idea. I'm going to just break into this person's house, take the baby.
Her baby's cute, I'm going to take her.
We're going to sell it, and I'm going to make some money off of it.
People think like that.
Yeah.
I hate saying these words, but people think like that.
You know, nasty freaking people. Okay, what's your deepest held beliefs?
Deepest held beliefs?
Mm-hmm. Like God, the universe, stuff like that.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm not religious. I choose not to be religious. I'd rather just learn a lot about many different religions and kind of just study a little bit here and there, witness a little bit here and there. I have no problem walking into a church, or if one of my friends want to take me to a mosque, I have no problem with that. If a synagogue, wherever, I have no problem with that. I have no problem learning a little bit about every religion, but I choose not to have religion for me. I don't believe that I have to have a book or a higher power to cause me to be a better person, because I mean, some of the same morals and ethics and beliefs that people have because of their religion, I have just because it is what it is. Like, I don't need to have a religion to know these things. I don't need to have religion to be a good person. I don't need to have faith in a higher power that I've never seen, have no proof that it exists, when I have faith in me and my inner power because I know I exist.
Yeah.
But I respect everyone. I respect everything. So, yeah.
Well, if you want to believe in God, take a high dose of mushrooms to see what happens.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like, whoa.
No drugs for me. No drugs for me. I don't like that stuff. I think I'm already high on just myself,
Yeah,
so
just like happy, like hey.
I know. I'm naturally, my spirit is very high as much as possible. So I feel like if I was to take something like that, it would do the opposite for me. That's a theory that one of my friends has.
Oh, it could open your mind up.
Even more?
Yeah.
Even more?
What happens? It's like you thought like like your view of the world was pretty like wide open, and then you find out like, oh my god, there was so much more than I never saw before. It's like I never thought about it.
But I don't need to take drugs to do that.
I thought, whatever. I don't know.
You're so guilty. It's all over your face.
Well, I like smoking pot. I don't do it a lot, but it helped me out with a lot of stuff that I was dealing with. And mushrooms were actually pretty fun. Except for if you take too much, then you end up calling your mom and grandmother. Hey, how did you take care of me? Because I'm freaking out.
See, I try to prevent that as much as possible. I like having awareness of myself and awareness of what's going on within me and around me, and I avoid heavy drugs for that reason. I won't feel comfortable losing myself completely, no matter whether I'm with someone who will take care of me or not. It's just that disconnect from yourself it doesn't sound healthy to me. For some people, drugs help them connect to themselves, but yeah. I don't need that. I'm already connected.
Well, I remember the first time I did it, like, it was really interesting, like, the thoughts I had. It was like, I was like, I saw myself in different perspectives. Like, I was looking at problems a different way, and it's like, I never really thought about it like that. Maybe I could do better in this field, this part of my life, or maybe I should be more open about this part.
If it helps you, go for it. If it helps you and you're still healthy, go for it.
Don't do it if you have like a history of psychosis or schizophrenia,
goodness.
because then that will make it worse.
Yeah.
All right. What's one thing that you're proud of but never had an excuse to talk about?
One thing that I'm proud of but never had an excuse to talk about. Myself.
You're doing it right now.
I mean myself, because I try to allow people to observe me and see me and tell me that they're proud of me for whatever reasons. Even though I already know I'm so proud of everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished and what I've been through and so on and so on. But it feels better when other people say it or when other people talk about it to where I don't have to. It goes hand in hand with I don't have to prove myself to anybody. Mm-hmm. Like either you're going to see it or you're not going to see it.
Oh, it's a really healthy way of looking at it.
Yeah, like either you're going to see it or you're not going to see it. What we're doing today, this is kind of an excuse to talk about it, I guess.
You're there right now.
A taboo life, but I love taboo.
Taboo.
And I feel like my life is so taboo.
Well, it's like I was telling you before. My friend's like, "Why are you interviewing these people? They're not really taboo." I'm like, "Well, he thought taboo meant like sex." I'm like, no, if you look at the actual words, it's stuff that you don't really talk about in public.
I mean,
actual definition.
There's a lot of sexual things that go along under If you look at taboo, it applies to everything.
Yeah.
It literally applies to everything because, like, our lifestyle here in America is completely different than someone overseas. What's happening here is taboo to them, and what's happening there is taboo to us, but it doesn't make it right or wrong.
Yeah. It's just a different... I think people are just unique and very interesting. That's why, like, I started doing this show, and it's like...
And that's why I support you, and that's why we are here today.
We're here. Okay, what is your most treasured memory?
My most treasured memory, believe it or not, the last relationship that I had, we went through a lot together, and we mutually made the decision to end the relationship for reasons that I'm not going to discuss because he wouldn't be comfortable with that being in the public. But just remembering we made that decision together, and it wasn't he broke with me, I broke up with him. It wasn't anything like that. We made that mature decision together, and I can hold on to the fact of, oh my gosh, if I went through all of that and I did that, I can get through anything. Like that it makes me, I'm very fond of that.
How long ago was that?
A year.
Okay.
Yeah, a year ago. But just, I think back on it, and I'm like, my goodness, if I went through all of that, I can get through anything. And then it put a smile on my face so quick.
Hey, let's go with the world.
Yeah.
If you knew you were going to die in 1 year, would you change anything about the way you're living, and why?
I would keep doing what I'm doing, but push a little harder, hustle a little more, dance a little more, perform a little more, travel more. I would just do all the things that I'm doing now because they make me happy.
Make you happy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you like exuberate, like, just happy, because when I walk in, like, oh, hey, how you doing? You're just like so happy.
It's contagious. It's contagious. That's what people say anyway. And I like putting smiles on people's faces.
Yeah.
Why not?
You do it. All right. This is the last one.
No.
And it's a double question.
Okay.
Or it's 2 in 1, basically.
Okay.
What is the worst thing you have ever done, and what is the best thing you have ever done in your life?
The worst thing I've ever done?
Mm-hmm.
The worst... Oh, man. That's hard to answer. Okay, the worst thing I've ever done was get too comfortable.
Oh, wow. That's a good answer.
Yeah. Get too comfortable with, okay, I've been pretty successful with what I'm doing. It's almost been, I guess, 10 years or so, and I'm still doing the same things that I've been doing since I started, but of course I've gotten better throughout the process. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm, like, hitting 26, it's like, okay, I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. It's easy for me. What's next? I should know this. I feel like I should know these things already, but I don't. So I feel like the worst thing that I've done for myself is just get too comfortable. But then at the same time, I'm so proud of everything that I've done and how far that I've gotten, that I've been able to maintain it for this long. So it's the same situation, both questions.
So it's the worst thing and the best thing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it. That's a really good answer for it, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I want to thank you for letting me come to the studio.
Of course.
Your studio, and do this interview. It was fun, really fun.
Yay, good. I'm glad.
Do you guys have a website?
We do. If you visit bellydancejacks.com, you can sign up for your first class to be free.
Okay, I'm going to put that in the description, too.
Yes, and then you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Brielle Behira, if you're not already.
Okay. Guys, check out the description on how to write that. How to spell.
Yeah, I'll give you some links. I'll give you some pictures and
yeah,
so on and so on.
I'll put on the website, too. All right, well, thank you, and
You're welcome.
This was fun.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. I really enjoyed making this episode. It was fun. Brielle was really fun to talk to. It's a little ball of sunshine.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's still in front of me. That's why I have to say it. But keep coming back for more episodes. I try to do 3 or 4 a month. But like always, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate it. And come check out the website again, ataboolife.com. And in the description box, so be Brielle's link for the belly dancing, and her Instagram page. Thanks again, guys, and have a good day.